Hi, this is Grace. And I just did a video, it might be divided into two videos, about basically updating something that has been happening since last week with dealing with life in Narcissism-Ville, which is what I call it, Narcissism-Ville. But it's been an ongoing thing, and basically I see it wherever I go, and if it's not me, the one that they're doing it to, I see it happening to somebody else. But anyway, I wanted to do a little video about when you really feel you don't have much of a choice in what happens to you, or what you feel like. You can also turn it around and say what you're subjecting yourself to, even though you're not the one at fault. Okay, like the video was about. It's basically going any store, any place, anything, any business I go to. Like I just said, I'm either going to see it happen to somebody or see it happen to myself. And that's mainly staff, wherever you go. And it's been worsening over years. I've been doing life of Narcissism-Ville videos for, I don't know, a couple of years maybe or so. But it's going to happen. You can be, and I know this stuff happens wherever everybody else lives. I know if you deal with cell phone companies, cable companies, no matter what you do, the big corporations, you change to another big corporation, still the grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. It's just different grass with different problems. I know this. But where I live, this place, and I've said this in other videos, but this is a new video, so I'm going to say it again. I did not give it the reputation. I gave it that name, Narcissism-Ville, for my videos, but the reputation it has is basically, to sum it up, people who live here are narcissists. Of course, it's not everybody, but that's the reputation in the state of Texas, okay? And I heard this, the first time I ever heard about this area, ever heard that this area existed on the planet, was around 30, give or take, years ago. And that's what I heard about it. That's why I was hearing about it, was because they were saying that's where a lot of people with high sense of entitlement, so on and so forth, live. They actually have names for the women here too. Oh my goodness, it goes on because it's not like Valley Girl. It's similar to Valley Girl, but it's much more demeaning in a way, that these are the snobs, the elitists, and so on and so forth, and that they reject anybody who doesn't have a silver spoon in their mouth, and that they think they deserve somebody who's very wealthy. Well, this is a very wealthy place. Okay, this right here is a little bit of I would call it an exurb. Okay, it's still within the suburb, and the suburb is an actual big city itself, so it's kind of a little confusing. But the show Dallas, the ranch, it's less than 5 miles from here. Okay, so this is where I would say most of the places here is where the top 2% live. Okay, yeah. When I was teaching at I was teaching at a university at that time, one of the textbooks I was reading, what is the top whatever, teaching what's the top 1% at that time. Top 2%, and then it kind of goes for the rest of this, it's bigger percentage. And this is top 2%. So, anyway. Now, imagine living in such an elitist place where people have a high sense of entitlement. They are very narcissistic. Not everybody, I'll say that again. What do you expect is going to happen when you go to a store? Or you're going to where or you deal with something somewhere where a professional, like I did in that last video, or the video split, when the professional is wrong. Imagine what kind of response you are going to receive from them. Yeah. We all know how narcissistic or narcissists, many of them respond, not all of them, but many of them respond when they're told they're wrong, when they have to face the fact that they're wrong. We know what can happen after that. So anyway, so I had this decision, and I've been putting it off I've been here, I've been in the Dallas area I'm 55 since I first moved to this area when I was 19. So off and on I've lived here, but mostly on. I've lived in this area. Okay. This particular suburb, 2001. And I moved out for a while, but I came back. But anyway, so I've been basically kind of knowing that, this kind of stress of going to a store and whatever, it can be not that they're wrong, it can be that they just don't want to do their job, they're standing around talking to one another, you're the customer, you're standing there, you're waiting, or you see them going off on another customer, oh my goodness, you're standing there and they are doing this collective narcissism, group narcissism thing, jumping on a customer because the customer actually had the nerve to ask for something or where they could find something. Amazing. But I've been putting off. What do? I am basically trapped. I could, what am I going to move? I'm going to move out of here because of it. And believe me, I have actually considered it. I wanted to move back to Austin. I lived in Austin when I was younger. And I wanted to move back to Austin where it's much, much better. The attitude, but that was then, this is now. Who knows? But anyway, and I was thinking, okay, I can travel outside. There actually was a suburb that I would sometimes travel to, and I actually had my post office box there for a while because I liked those stores over there. And the reason was because it's kind of a little on the outskirts from this exurb even. And it's actually past South Fork Ranch. Okay. I get lost when I go out there, but it's on the other side. And the businesses are more like a small town and not like a big city suburb of Dallas. But they are a suburb of Dallas, but they're just not huge, but they're getting there. And it's changed over the past, I don't know how many years. And since I first went there. But they're more down home. Okay, they're more down to earth. They're not so narcissistic. Okay? And I think I've been saying, okay, maybe I should start going there to do everything once again. And what happened yesterday, I decided I really need to do that and to check it out this weekend. Yeah, tomorrow. Well, it might snow tonight, so I wouldn't be driving around on ice. That's what it always turns to around here. Everywhere, right? I guess snow is kind of new to me. But, maybe Sunday, check it out again. See if I get that vibe, like you're the customer and how dare you come into this store. You are an inconvenience to us. That attitude. Okay, and I had, at one point, even called to change my doctor out there, and I was misinformed by the woman that answered the phone the first time. She was saying, because I don't have health insurance. I live in Texas. I'm a homemaker. Don't have a job. My health insurance would be crazy. Texas. Did I say Texas? So, yeah. So I called to see because the doctors here in Narcissism-Ville are just, narcissistic. And I called there saying, like I said, the woman who answered the phone, she told me wrong. And then when I called back the next time to make an appointment, they basically told me how much it was going to be, and it was going to be, whoa, what? No health insurance, and I might as well get health insurance at that rate. And then, anyway, when was the day before yesterday, I started calling some that were even further out, and it would be like an hour, 45-minute drive. Let's say 45-minute drive and 45-minute back. But they said that they also, they have that area only at in the evening, 2.5 hours, and then the rest of the time they're in the city. They're in the suburb right underneath us, which is suburb right underneath us is just as bad. Not as bad, not just as bad. It's almost as bad. Okay. Get used to it. I'm suffering from this craziness lately. Oh, hopefully, and my head's still pounding from the one about the pharmacy thing. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm definitely suffering from a complex post-traumatic stress disorder with this ongoing issue that's began at the beginning of my life. But yeah, anyway, 55 years old still. So I'll be doing a lot more videos about things like this. Yeah, this is my venting, my pressure release valve. Yeah, my other way of doing videos that I was touching upon the things, but not exactly saying, this is what's going on in my life right now. This is what's going on. Yeah. Now I'm going to say, this is what's going on in my life right now. Maybe at some point I'll be able to do myself more on camera and not look like I'm being sucked through the black hole of the universe. You know? That's what it looks like when I do use my cell phone. I try to video myself in the car, and I mention at home. You see how the houses are around here. What's it called? Solar screens and dark windows. So yeah, and that's what I have. And you can't see me that clearly when I do them at home. Try to get back on track. I'll try. But, so I have been thinking, okay, am I going to continue to subject myself to these narcissistic type people who are working in these places, and you go in as a customer, and how dare you come into their store or their shop or their whatever it is, because you are interrupting them from texting people on their phones. Okay. Am I going to keep subjecting myself to that and then have, if they do something wrong, them go to a narcissistic rage? Or am I going to have to take my time and drive out to the country, basically, try to find some place to go far enough out to where I don't have to face this as much? And I have done that. I know that there is a world of difference, and if you go certainly away from here, it's the world of difference, night and day kind of thing. It's bad. It can be bad, but not as bad. Oh, no, not as bad. Okay. And like I said, I need to check out that one that I used to go to and see how they are. And I can't remember, how long has it been since I stopped doing that? I changed my post office box, I think 2 or 3 years ago. So it's probably around then. Anyway, but I want to do it. And this, where I was going with this whole thing, goodness, was that I want to talk more about complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and about when you're trying to tell yourself, okay, for one thing, I can say I don't want them to win. Okay, that's how I was more raised, is, hey, don't let them win. Because for a while there I said, that's it, I'm just going to go one time a month to the grocery store and buy everything for the whole month. Never go out to I don't want to do that to myself, no. But that would be letting them win, Or you can say, look what you're subjecting yourself to, and you're doing this to yourself. Which way are you going to see it? You see what I'm saying? You can see it as, I'm going to fight against them and I'm going to do it. And then you can look at the other and say, well, then you're doing it to yourself. Of course you don't want to blame the victim, but that would be, in a way, setting it up too. I want to do more videos on this kind of topic, not as an expert. There is no such thing as an expert on this topic, just for the record. I'm very educated in it. I taught at college and university. My degrees are in psychology and sociology, but I still say I'm not an expert. I'm not a narcissist. Ta-da! So, I just had to say that in one video. Yeah, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm going to do more. I've already have some that I've uploaded, and I tend to do that, upload, and then don't do them right away. But more for another video. Wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. You can like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.